say a few things. I really appreciate that, and I hope you feel the same way in like 7 minutes. You know, the key to public speaking is I have no idea what I plan to say, but I wrote a little bit of it down, so that's a good thing for me. Yeah, thank you, Patty. I wanted you to think about something for a minute for me. Think about how you got here tonight. I mean, I'm not talking about how your parents dropped you off, or you took the bus, or you stayed after school, but think about how you ended up in this room, in this city, in this school, in this country. Because most of us, we weren't born here. Most of us, we had to travel a long way to get here. And I want you to think about all the decisions and the choices that you had to make on your way here. And I want you to look around because not the empty seats, they all made it, but there are a lot of people that started with us 4 years ago who didn't make it. So maybe they didn't make a good decision, or maybe they had a bad turn, or they just moved or something. But I want you to think about them for a minute right now. And when you're having a bad day, or you're sad, or somebody hurt you, I want you to think about the good moments that are in your life. And I bet many of them had an impact on getting you here today. I want to talk about 5 of them. For me, is how I got here tonight. The first one was 5 years ago when I was really at Minnie Howard, and I was happy for a long time, and then I was sad and I couldn't be there anymore. Yeah, I felt like that. And then I was walking here to T.C. Williams with Miss Krogh because we lived close and we walked home together. And for some reason we came over to T.C. Williams, and for some reason I walked up to the 3rd floor into room C302, and Danielle was there, and Susanna was there, and Christine Proch was there. And she tried telling me just what she told you tonight about the program, and about how I would get to follow a group of kids for 4 years if I said yes. Well, it wasn't even an interview really, we were just talking, and all of a sudden I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And she looked at me and said, what? I was like, I'll do it. I'll teach with you. And the first moment was she put her pen on the table, she put her hands in the air and said, yes, like she had won the lottery. And I was like, oh my God, I am in so much trouble now because I made her feel like that. I just met her 10 minutes ago. And it turns out I was actually the one that won the lottery that day. So that's the first moment. The second moment was my first day of school here. And you may not know this, but the teachers were all very nervous the first day of school, just like you guys. We're so nervous. We have butterflies. We don't know what's going on. We want to make sure our hair is fine, we look good, and we want to, are the kids going to like me? Are they going to like me? I don't know. We're all very nervous. And I had so many butterflies, even after 16 years of teaching. And I was sitting there waiting for the students, and guess who my first student was who walked in? It was A.D. Solomon. A.D. Yeah, I know he's here somewhere. He walked in, he shook my hand, he introduced me, and all my butterflies were gone. So, for the first one, thank you. For the second one, A.D., thank you. The third moment was a few months later. It was like halfway through the school year, and this new kid walks in. Some of you know him, Jose Rouse, and most of you don't, because unfortunately he had to drop out of school to pay his coyote and support his family. But he walked into my room, and I was like, he introduced himself, and how you doing? He's like, I'm fine. He's like, where were you from? I was like, Nicaragua. I was like, oh, we got some Nicaraguas. Patty and Jose are from Nicaragua. And I said, how'd you get here? And he's like, I walked. And I was like, what? He's like, I walked. I'm like, at that moment, I said, I'm going to teach the crap out of that kid. He walked all the way from Nicaragua to be in my room. And that's why when you walk in my room, guys, you don't have any free days. You always got to work. You always got to try to make yourself better. And you have done that. So thank you, Jose. The fourth one was your sophomore year, when we had SOLs for 3 hours in my EAP geometry class. And we're like, what in the world are we going to do for 3 hours for EAP geometry? And what did we do? We turned off the lights, we got in circles, and we talked A little way through, Maria Renee Ledesma Parada said, "Why don't we tell our stories?" And I was like, yes, let's tell our stories. And 3 hours went by like that. Nobody wanted to leave when the bell rang. We all wanted to hear the rest of the stories. And that moment inspired the books that you're holding right now in your hands. So thank you, Maria Renee Ledesma Parada. The last moment that I want to talk about was really this entire year. I mean, it was a pretty amazing year. At least for me it was. I had a wonderful year, and you guys were a big part of that. But the moments that I'll remember the most is sitting with each and every one of you, just one-on-one, writing, rewriting, 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 editing, and finalizing your stories. I mean, those are moments that only you and I are going to share together, and I'll remember them forever. So thank all of you for that. All right. You may be wondering, Mr. Hammond is not standing over there. Oh, why? He's going to be sitting over there for a moment. And I think maybe we're going to have another moment right now, because we've been practicing for the last 4 days. And I've heard a lot tonight about how proud we are of you, and we are, and how much respect we have for you, of what you've accomplished, and we do, and how much we're looking forward to your futures, and we are. But for us, we needed just a little bit more, so we are going to step way out of our comfort zones for a minute, and we are going to show you exactly how much we love you.